Hey everyone, welcome back to Backfires and Burnouts. It is May, and let me tell you, I know I haven't made a video in a while. Just so much going on, you know, health and trying to lose some weight and work and all those things that get in the way. But anyways, it's been a long time, but guess what? It is time for the BC Hot Rod Tour again. I've got a lot of updates for you on other cool things, but it is time to get ready for the BC Hot Rod Tour. The car is running decently well. I do have to play with the timing a little bit. I will tell you a funny story about that. I run a point style distributor, and I got a new timing light recently. Thank you, Garnet, for hooking me up with that. And it had the dwell meter feature on it. It's the new Innova Pro light. And anyways, I was playing around with it, and I thought, you know, I've never really checked the dwell on this thing, so maybe we should try that out. So plug everything in, hook it up to the negative on the coil, and it's reading 45 degrees of dwell. And I thought, well, gee, that seems a little high. From my understanding, Chevy small block should be somewhere between 27 and 32 degrees. So we can fix that. We just open the little door on the distributor cap, and we'll start cranking away on the old points, and we'll change that dwell angle. Yeah, it didn't change the number. I had watched some videos online of guys adjusting the dwell with that light, and as soon as they turn that screw, the number changes. This didn't do that, so I thought, gosh, what's going on? Maybe, you know, new light right out of the box, maybe it's broken. So I have an old snap-on dwell meter, fired that on, boom, same thing. 45 degrees of dwell angle. What is going on? So call a good buddy of mine, Tony, go over to his place. We fire on his dwell meter. Yeah, it's the same thing. What the heck? Now, anyone who's played around with point style distributors and electronic ignitions may know where we're going with this. But it turns out when you're running a MSD 6AL box, your points are sort of moot in the subject. They basically just become a switch, an on-off switch, and that was what the problem is. So in the meantime, we were screwing around with that, we were screwing around with timing, and we did all these things that we didn't really have to do. So we sort of opened up a can of worms that we didn't really need to open. But anyways, now we're back on track. I think we're all good. I have it timed to 14 degrees of initial. It's idling a little too smooth for me. So I think we'll run it back at 12 and see how that goes. Anyway, we got to get ready for this trip. Hot Rod Tour number 3, part 3 is coming. And yes, before all you Canadians get mad at me, I know we have some American viewers too. There's a lot going on in the world of politics and tariffs and whatnot and so forth. But we had planned this trip last year, and we are going to Sandpoint, Idaho. So we have a whole whack of cars going this year. It's pretty awesome. We're going to go down through Washington State. Stay the night in Winthrop, meeting some good friends that came on the tour last year from Anacortes down in Burlington. And then we are heading to Winthrop for the night, and then the next day we'll be heading over to Sandpoint, Idaho for the Lost in the 50s car show. And spend a couple of days there, 3 days in Sandpoint, and then we're heading up to Osoyoos, back into Canada, Osoyoos, and then down to Harrison Hot Springs, some more garage tours, and heading home. So all in all, it's 7 days, 1,600 kilometers, and it's going to be a real good trip. But anyways, this year we got some cool stuff. So I got these for the back, made up for the back window. Thank you, Candice, for making these up for me. She'll be coming on the trip with us. And thank you, Rick, for delivering them. And so we're going to try and put these decals, or decals here in Canada, on the car. So they're full of little holes, and I'm a little concerned because I've never had a good situation with putting decals on. There's always a problem. And I'm just worried with these, with the little holes, the perforated holes, so I can see out the window. these are going to be a little unforgiving. So I am going to put them on using the soapy water method, which supposedly is going to be better. But anyways, we're going to give it a try, and you can come along with me, and this whole video may end up being X-rated because I may start swearing. But anyway, I'm going to get these on. I've just taken a little, we were down in Las Vegas in our last video, and I took my Excalibur room key card. I threw a couple layers of painter's tape on here, and I'm going to use that to get any bubbles and stuff out. I've made a little mixture of water and soap, and we will attempt to get this on. And then I'll tell you some updates and some other stuff coming around. Okay, so I started this program out with washing the window thoroughly with window cleaner. And now I've got this little mixture of soapy water. And we're gonna try this out. I hate this, man. I got my little dealio here, my little card. I probably need a little table or something to work with, but hey, you know what? I'm actually gonna get a little stool here. Okay, got my little stool, got my little thing. Here we go. We're doing this, I don't care. I'm just gonna spray this window up. Get this as wet as possible because I do not want to screw this up. So let's just make a mess. Okay, here we go. You know what? Let's just pull the Band-Aid off and do it. Oh my God, I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. Oh, come on. Don't screw up on me now. Oh, I hate it. Okay. Put this on like this. Oh man, I'm already screwing up. Let me see here. Get the top on. Oh no. I'm a total rookie at that. I thought with the soapy water it would be a little easier, but it's not perfect. And it's in the corners. And I can go this way more. Jesus! I know what you're doing at home. You're just going, look at this idiot. Just screwing this up. Yeah, you'd be right. But look at how easy this is with the water. I gotta get this back window set, but the window is, what the hell? Come on. That might be better. There might still be hope for me yet. Oh, come on, you. Okay, now we'll take our little card and we're gonna try and smooth this out and get the wrinkles out. Come on. I think if I remember from my coaching on YouTube, it told me to start at the middle and work out. I don't think this is perfectly square on here, but I think it's gonna fit what I'm trying to do. Whoa, almost lost my card. So there you go, guys. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. To be honest, I don't know. Should I peel that off? And I don't know. Let me get you off here and show you what I'm doing here. So that looks pretty good, but there's this gap in the top of the window, and I'm wondering if I should have the gap at the bottom. But then my problem is getting into this corner is a super bare. What to do? What to do? I don't know. That looks pretty dope though. That's gonna be pretty cool rolling down the road. People are gonna be able to know what we're doing, because that's always the problem. Everyone goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Bunch of old cars on a car tour." Okay, let me play around with that. I might move it. I don't know, maybe not. What do I do? How cool is that? That is dope. It was awesome. I'm not kidding. If you've ever put decals on before and it's been a nightmare, and like me, I've like crinkled them up and thrown them in the garbage and just been so frustrated. This was actually not too bad. I think all the little perforated holes help actually to smooth it out. And I can assure you, with the little perforated holes, if you did stick it on and screwed up and you had to peel it back off, you're probably going to tear this thing. So, wow. I got one little scratch in it, and there's like a little bit of a mark there, but you know what? A+. I'm happy with that. It looks awesome. So hopefully the other side, and I moved it up, by the way. I think it's better to have the thing at the line at the bottom. You can't really tell. And that looks freaking awesome. That looks so cool. So anyway, now people will know where we're going. I'll show you up close what this looks like. Get you off the thing here. There you go. There's our trip. And as you can see through it, which is totally cool. So I can still, drive and shoulder check and all that fun stuff. Wicked. Yeah, oops. Oopsies, and a little bit of an oopsies there, but hey, you know what? Good enough. I'm happy. Hopefully the other side goes better, but cool. Anyway, guys, it's all done, and it was super easy. Man, I always have such anxiety about putting decals on, and let's say I watched a couple of YouTube videos on guys doing the soapy water deal, and man, that went awesome. So get yourself a little credit card or something, throw some painter's tape on it just so you don't scratch things up, or get the proper tool. But no, that was easy. It looks awesome. I'm super stoked about it. And now when people ask where we're going, we can show the map and whatnot. In other news, one of my previous videos I did about going and the party for Al Clark, him getting into the Canadian Hot Rod Hall of Fame. He was the creator and he is the creator of Deuce Days. And so yet again for 2025, Deuce Days is back in downtown Victoria. It is a car show that is primarily about the 1932 Ford, but all cars pre-1951 are welcome. And yeah, in a previous video, at the end of the video, I talked about the times that I had been involved in parking, and I can't wait to see how things turn out for me in the future. Well, be careful what you ask for, Cam. Got some of the shirts from Deuce Days. I've been involved with the Deuce Days show since 2016 when I became a parking crew leader. So in 2016, we had the red shirts. In 2019, we went to blue. And of course, in 2022, we wore the white shirts. So pretty excited to see what's going to happen and what colors we're going to be wearing in 2025. Look forward to being a part of that show, because I am now the head of parking along with my good friend Murray Anderson, and we're taking on the whole thing. So it's about 85 volunteers, and we have to park roughly 1,300 cars in the downtown of Victoria starting at 3:45 in the morning. And let me tell you what, it's a super cool situation, and I intend to bring you along on that too. It's really funny because we'll be down there setting up, and one guy fires up his car, and you can actually sit there and watch all the hotel lights start popping on all around the Inner Harbor. And then within 20 minutes, everyone and their uncle's coming out of the parkades, and it's Hot Rod City, and we're parking cars. So I'll bring you along on that. It's super cool. I'll actually do some videos on the journey of setting all that up and how I got involved. It's quite funny actually, but anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. So we're doing Sandpoint. So stay tuned, guys. like before, we'll have all sorts of videos. I got a new camera. Maybe you can tell that the sound and the video is a little better. I just updated my iPhone to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So yeah, hopefully we get some great footage for you guys, and we're gonna film in 4K 60, I think. And Jamie and Shira are coming along. They're gonna be filming, and of course Sarah got my old phone, so she's gonna be filming in some higher quality video. And we'll try to put this whole trip together for you guys. So stick around. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe, share with your friends, and check out the BC Hot Rod Tour 2025 Facebook page. I think we're 1,060 people on there so far or something, but you can go on there and we'll be posting along the trip, so you can sort of follow us along the journey. I will put up an electronic itinerary so anyone who wants to follow us along can see what we're up to. But yeah, maybe next year we're going to do the trip again. We'll probably stay in Canada. And I know there was a couple of people who didn't want to come just because of the whole going to the States thing, but we had pre-planned it, and we have good friends down there that we're meeting up with, so we are going. And yeah, next year we'll be up into BC, and hopefully a bunch of you guys can come with us, because it's absolute a hoot. It's so much fun driving these cars, you know, day in, day out, and you know, 7 days on this one. So much fun to be had. So anyways, stay tuned for the videos. They're soon to come. We're literally leaving on the trip next week. So we'll see ya over the YouTube airwaves. Cheerio.